Thank you for being here. Here's our Inkblot inspired by and for Mother's Day. If you want to take a screenshot so you yourself as a mother or for your mother can scry for your own shapes or symbols that speak to your psyche and psychic senses. To all the mothers out there, thank you so much for being my muse, for allowing me to be a guest in your aura, and for holding space for me to share my insights. You're the best. All right, we've got the spirit box kicking. Mother's Day inspiration, or if there's anyone out there that has messages or is waiting a message from Spirit for Mother's Day. And we'll add on Tarot and Oracle along the way. If you'd like to join me in closing the eyes to release the race and the rush, activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support. Let's go. We're here for mothers, the mother energy, whether you resonate with Gaia or your mom, you are a mom. This message, may you meet a message with meaning. There's a gold heart at the top. Look at that worship. Mothers, you're worshipped. There it is. See that gold heart up there? I'm seeing it like covered in foil. The ink's still a little bit wet, so I don't want to touch it up there because it looks like I'll just mug it up, as children do, right? Right? I can hear my mother, yeah. But Lord love ya. But Lord love you, dear child. So I won't touch it. I'll let it dry. There's something about a gold foil. And I'm also seeing a gold foil balloon, quite specifically. Are they helium balloons? Helium balloon. Okay. I'm going to keep moving down here, moms. All moms are my mom. There's something about that. It's something about the motherly energy that it's like being a mom. It's like you're inherently always looking out for all children around you. Like if a random child came up or something like that, or if you're at a playground is how I'm seeing it. And there's other children playing. Like it seems like everyone's always keeping an eye out. They may not intrude by, it's not about disciplining or parenting. This is about just, is it like community connection? Community connection. If there's any moms that are feeling like there's competition, I personally am not a mother. I'm the oldest of 5, so I released that for my future. But being a fur baby mom, which is absolutely inclusive of love, but here I'm with mothers at a playground, and everyone's keeping an eye out for each other's kids. But there's something about if there's moms that feel that they're in competition, which I assume is a thing. Everyone has a different way of parenting or has parented. But I feel like I'm very much in the present right now. Just by the way I'm seeing some clothes. Yeah, okay, so I'm in the present right now. And I almost want to say, like, unfortunately, or maybe it's not felt in the space I'm in right now, that communal care. I don't know if it's there as strongly as maybe it was, I'm going to say back in the day, but I don't know how far back in the day that is. Maybe I'm completely wrong, and it's absolutely there. I personally don't hang out at playgrounds. I did a few times with my nieces when they were young, and I nearly had a heart attack as the auntie or the cha-cha because I just saw danger. And that can't happen on my watch. So we did safe things. But that's what it feels like. I don't know if there's like judgment and, your kid did that and there's blaming versus what I'm sensing is, I don't want to say it like in a judgmental way, but I'm stepping in like this communal care for the collective of the children. So if there is conflict or competition, it's almost as if, because I'm seeing like these emotions eating fire. It's not, people are passionate, yes. And when I say mothers, it doesn't have to be female either. It's the mother energy. It's the femme energy within all of us in some degree, however it's, expressed out.
It's inside.
It's within you. This doesn't feel like, some people are passionate parents, yes, but this feels, again, because I was landing in that whole competition, conflictual, and it's weird because I'm not sure what the benefits are. Just standing outside, I'm not sure what the benefits are of. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm really not meaning to be. Maybe that's how somebody feels, and you can resonate with that. And you're like, how, if maybe there are like communal. I don't know the words. Sorry, I don't know. Okay, so now I'm landing into what I believe is like a different time in parenting where, or mothering, going back. I'm seeing butterfly wings. They feel lighter. Sorry, that's where I was seeing like the gas mask with the flame of, I don't know, fierce. And I understand there's fiercity, mother to child. That's not what I was talking about. That's not what it was. This, anyway, okay. Yeah, kindness wants to come in. Kindness, that
Backward.
kind, it does, it feels a little backwards. Like, I'm not sure if there's kindness and compassion to the influx of, it's like trying to go at something alone when there could be like a community. Okay, even if it's symbolic, let's say a community of mothers, a community of parents, a community of care. And it was like, but I got to do this alone, or I'm all by myself and I'm frustrated and competing. It's like, I don't know. I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to go back into, I do want to send those mothers some compassion to say, you know, if you're feeling that competition and conflict, maybe starting to be the one that steps forwards or embodies more of a communal care, because kindness wants to come in. But I'm seeing it like a catfish. A catfish with a crown. Maybe those symbols mean something to someone. Okay, back in time, moms. So maybe you had young children. And I know you're always a mother, no matter how old your children get, or at least that's what my mother reminds me of. But I'm kind of going back in time because I'm seeing them as wee ones. And as now I'm seeing like a baby birds in a nest of pink, deep, no, it's not pink, violet, fuchsia. It's red, but not red. Okay, so it's like fuchsia in rust. So it's like I'm looking back at when I was creating things, creating a life, or creating conditions or environments or food, whatever the case may be for my kids, and or child to children. And I can see like the mixture where, because now I'm older, wiser, or just, you know, different in the timeline, reflecting back, and I can see this rust red, and then the fuchsia. And it's like seeing the mix of the me then interacting, parenting, stepping forward, protecting this fuchsia red of my bloodline. And the, now that I feel, I'm looking, not to say that one maybe didn't appreciate it then, but I definitely feel like, again, I'm in the present, but I'm looking back. Wow, I can appreciate the old and the new blending. There's familiarities. Somebody might have had a, sorry, give me a second. Something with the tubes, the fallopian tubes, or I don't know if there's some sort of, you know, like the plumbing, the lady plumbing was rusty. There might have been not problems. I don't want to give it that power. There might have been particular effort to have a child or children. So when their soul stepped forward, even if you're looking back or you're in the present, times indifferent right here, when the soul stepped forward, that fuchsia feeling, the frequency of fuchsia, whatever that may be, already met in the ethereal while you were doing whatever earthly elements to, like, and I'm compassionately going to say kind of like clean the pipes or reinvigorate them, because I'm seeing it like a, I don't know, like internal piping. I don't know how else to say that, like plumbing. Okay. So when you were doing your stuff, like you were saying certain words, wishes, wants, or desires, and then your actions were following up, and not in this battling, like throwing Drano down the drain and like pushing things through. It was this very adding like enzymes, excuse me, or adding things and precautions. I don't know what it was. But you understand, I guess if you understand, you can pluck those things and place them in that very broad wordage. When your words and heart aligned, their soul stepped forward, and it was already starting to duplicate. Duplicate. You might have even had twins. Okay, I'm gonna keep going here. Sorry, and I'm gonna start adding on some tarot and oracle. Thank you to all the mothers. Always thank you. We appreciate you every day. And the beautiful thing is, like, as your children grow and become a different version of you, because it's not just you, right? There's all that, wonderful DNA mixture, and then they bring their own essence into it. It feels like an honor, like to witness it, the growth, the strength to step out and be. Oh, see, it's making me a little emotional because I'm in that space, like watching my children grow and worry. And father, yes, the DNA dad. And as I see them like walk away from me, symbolically or actually very physically, in different steps, school, first steps. Their first steps are celebrated, but it's the first steps to wander away from you, to wander towards other curiosities, interests, this, that, or the other, to the first bike ride, to going to school, the first time you drive, whatever the case may be, all these first too many. It always seems to be leading away. And some moms might feel like it's a harsh word, kill, but like it kills my heart. But that's like, what a strong sense of soul to be a mother, knowing that you're going to birth something that everything that you're teaching and setting an example for and working through, growing together, is to have it always be, walking away, to inevitably come back and visit and like re-inspire or exchange wisdoms, because it's like an extension of you. You don't have to go out and do all these things too. You can come back and be like, this is what I found out. This is what I learned, Mom. This is what I did today. Or this is, what, it's funny. I just heard an example, like, this is what we learned in grade 6. Thirst. Or helping with homework. And the parent might be like, what? This is what's happening now? Like, I don't even remember fractions, but they get to bring it back to you. They walked away to bring something back to you. Does that make sense? Hopefully I said that in a nice way. Releasing allegiances, new birth, guarded vigilantly, and trust yourself. Moms, if you want to take those cards in, if you see, sense, or feel anything, please follow that versus my yammerings. You know what I'm seeing is those door stoppers behind doors, and you can like plug them or plung. Anyway, plung them and they go brum, brum. I'm seeing those. Somebody might have 2 children and then a wee one, like maybe like an older child. Somebody like right behind them, maybe even is on crutches right now. Again. Or has a handicap of some sorts, because I'm seeing like a cane. And then there's like a wee one. Okay, so these are for the moms. Sorry, I will get to this in a second. This wee one is, that's so sweet, for those that had miscarriages. They're speaking in silver. I don't know what that means. Speaking in silver. It draws me to like the symbolic silver umbilical cord of like astral traveling or out of body experiences, this, that, or the other. And it kind of makes me feel like that's how they still speak with you. They still speak with you because the connection is beyond being a baby or being a small child that maybe has passed. This is about like maybe, because it's taking me into like a different lifetime, saying, but I was your sister, I was your brother, I was your neighbor in the last life. So I might have been a small seed or a small here. But we've been like so many different things. So we're always connected by this silver cord. And that's how we speak, maybe talk to each other in the dream state, the astral state, this, that, or the other.
Keep going.
Okay. Releasing allegiances and new birth guarded vigilantly. If anyone is a mom or becoming a mom, currently pregnant, is that what that is? Currently pregnant. Currently pregnant.
What do you mean?
Colors. I see colors. I don't know if it's like you wear certain shirts, or I don't even know if it's a thing about adding color therapy or like painting bellies or but I am seeing it as like clothing. Like greens, and I don't know, just it feels like color therapy. And something about parrots, like parrot the bird. So maybe something about chatting, something islandy. Nonetheless, like trusting yourself that what you're. Is it a colorful connection? Maybe is that how there's communication right now, like through the tone, like singing. Oh, because it's bringing me into singing as well. Singing as well, or saying the colors and adding that frequency, that tone. That's how I'm communicating. Okay. Releasing. Moms, that was like, it brings me into that space where there's some mothers that had to release their, I'm going to say hold. I don't think that's the nicest word, but hopefully you can understand what I'm saying. Releasing the hold, like when I said, when the first step, the first this, the first that. It's always in a state of releasing. But it comes back, the return, it comes back. Maybe not as much as you want, not as much as you like. And that's adorable. And then I hear it's like a return or something that, and then the parents step forward or the mom steps forward and becomes like to this version of your child now, whatever age they may be growing, or maybe they live in a different state, maybe they live in a different province, maybe they live in a different country. So the steps are different. If there is always something, the way something was done and things are evolving, step into the evolution.
Murdered.
Step into the evolution. Yeah, there was a sensation that for anyone whose children may have been murdered. And I'm down here in the Inkblot when that came through, but sorry, I got focused on the miscarriage soul. All right, I'm going to keep going here, moms. Brought back up to the helium heart balloon. Helium hearts. I don't know what everyone's concept of God is, higher power, this, that, or the other, but that's what's floating down. Yep, it's like floating right down. To all variations, to all steps. You know, it's like with the children I'm seeing, it's like there's these stages, right? The first walk or food, diet, whatever the case may be. They're there and I understand that. Going from diapers to underwears to potty training and blah, 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 blah. Beautiful. But parents have that too. The moms have that too. There's stages that a mom goes through as a witness, as a singular person,
Robert.
as an individual, as an interconnected individual to children. Do you see what I'm saying? There's stages and steps for everyone involved. The masculine as well. We are acknowledging the masculine energy, but it's also not Father's Day. So, but I have said parents quite a lot because I do sense that there might be some single mothers that embody both energies. That's
Prison.
the role you play. I can imagine it could feel a little imprisonment. Okay, so there is somebody who has lost a child, a mother who has lost a child due to murder. The person is in prison. To the soul that has passed is acknowledging that. I'm seeing like the gates. It's like way deep in the thing. And there is up to, I'm also seeing a handprint. They might leave you handprints on things, or there's still handprints, or maybe you have a handprint of the wee one. Sorry that I'm shaking you. Something along that lines. The wee ones in the space of murder, though, they're okay. This is a weird thing, but it's like they're all friends because they have this commonality. Again, even though we know them as young children that last lifetime, or they were small, this, that, or the other, their actual souls or their spirits are not young. So I don't know if they're part of like a group or wisdom keepers or something like that are, teachers and learners, but we're really strong and brave enough to step into that kind of role to help something come to light, or that killer be the sacrifice for that killer to be exposed so it wouldn't happen to more. Does that make sense? Okay. So we're back to moms here. We had the masculine. I feel like we're in like single mom land, but I also don't want to deny that even having, both energies present in parents, simplicity's sake, mother, father, female, male, but both earthly energies still embody both energies of male, female energies, masculine, feminine. There is a balance. And there might not always be time for self-love. Okay, it's like I'm seeing the maiden and the crone. The maiden is like nourishing in, maybe it's like being older, looking back at the maiden mother you once were, and just loving her. Especially if you didn't have your mom at that time, or your mom, grandmother energy, was very busy as well, surviving, thriving, etc., and releasing these expectations that weren't met, if that's the case. And then I'm also, so there's that space, right? Like I'm older now and I'm looking back on when I was a young parent, and I'm sending that young parent version of me love, saying, oh, you did the best you could given the resources you had. And even if there's times you're like, oh, I didn't do my best, it's like that's the human. But that in and of itself is the wisdom of awareness. So like just by acknowledging that, ding, 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 you got it. The balance of being both energies as a singular parent, mother, to a parenting team, there's balance. And there's sometimes it feels like we can be blinded that we don't, no, it's not we, that the mothers may feel like they've got a whole universe that they are responsible for. Universes, a whole galaxy. Does a galaxy have universes in it? I'm going to say yes. And you're like a puppet master of all these different things and strings that are going on, and to pause every so often to stay in the center. And maybe you don't need to go for a luxurious spa day, this, that, or the other, but maybe just stand in that space and look around and realize, breathe, baby, breathe, mama, breathe. Heart helium balloon comes down, receive from source. And source could also be embodied through, again, it kind of brings me into that communal that communal feel, the communal care. Okay, we're closing out here for the moms. If there's any other messages. I did flip the Inkblot. If I have time, I will do another reading for the moms, or we'll come back to it another day or time. But moms, oh no, it's blatantly stepping forward, so that's very, very sweet. That's very, very sweet. I'm seeing cheerleaders like they do, this, that. I don't know. Obviously, I'm not a cheerleader. Ba, 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 ba. There's moms, there's somebody in spirit. They talk in your ear, they whisper in your ear, whether this is a guide, guardian, grandparent, your parent. Nonetheless, it's like the layers. This is that whole layers. There's always support around the mother's energy. And if you feel like there isn't, it's almost like I want to take a breath with you. Maybe things aren't going your way. Are there resources? There are resources around. I'm seeing baby giraffes. I'm seeing a moth. I'm seeing another opening to birth something for yourself. And I don't mean that in a selfish way. I mean that I heard the word stupendous, to sustain being the center of your own universe. Wisely. Okay. I have go ahead on. See if these cards will come through. They can be a little funny sometimes.
Revolting.
Go ahead on. Some people might, again, there's that judgmental feel where it's like, oh, I can't believe that they're, doing this, that, or the other. I don't know. Seems to be a lot of judgments around it. Rains. There's that coming through is like the clog feeling from the beginning. Any sort of plumbing or piping. If anyone feels as well that there's been rifts or a coldness between children and the melt, even just embodying the melt, being the mom, taking the lead. You're the leader. No matter how old your children are, they're always your children. And no matter how old your children are, you're always the leader in some way, shape, or form. You set the tone for the relationship. You set the example. Take the reins. I think I'll make a Buddha. I think I'll make a Buddha. Yes, this is what mothers do. They take the reins. I think I'll make a Buddha. And last but not least, moms, please know that we all know and care and send you the understanding that your mission is not yet complete. As a mother, it's never done. It's never done. But it's not all your responsibility either. And every step away or exploration, this, that, or the other, there is always more space is being made for you to cultivate who you want to be as an example, as a leader of your life and of your love for your children. That space is always held for you. For those that are going through healing in the uterine area, in the fallopians, and the plumbing, all that kind of good stuff. It's almost like I'm seeing, maybe it's also with that color therapy, but like envisioning a light going on or off, and it maybe even like a dial, because I see a small wee babe in here. So if anyone's, I don't know if it'll allow it to come through like way in here, but see how like these people, I see them as angels coming in like fairy godmothers. So whether it's like a newborn or somebody still in the womb space, a soul in the womb space, preparing. They have like maybe it's two grandparents, but I'm just seeing them as like fairy godparents.
Restless.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna leave it be, moms. Thank you so much for being you, and until next time.